Hi, welcome back to the channel. So I am very excited to share today's video with you. It's all about the new NARSissist eye palettes. So I'm going to create a nice natural day look. Stay tuned and I hope you enjoy. So I have a very exciting video for you today, and the reason this video is so exciting and the reason why I'm so excited is because we have the new NARSissist eyeshadow palettes coming out. Now these are out in House of Fraser doors exclusively on the 1st of April and in boutiques from the 1st as well. And the reason why I'm so excited about this palette is because number one, we have reformulated all the eyeshadow shades. And these eyeshadow formulas in this palette are a lot more richly pigmented, kind of more of a velvet texture, really smooth and easy to apply. So really excited about that. I also love the colours in this palette. There's so many wearable shades that can take you right from day to evening. So I'm going to show you a day look today. And we're going to start by curling the lashes. So I'm not going to tell you how important this is because I always tell you in every single video. I'm just going to do it. So give your lashes a good curl first before we apply any eye makeup. Then we're going to go in with the smudge proof shadow base. So this is a great product if you want your eye makeup to last. Now it will grab onto any eyeshadow pigment that you have and it will make the eyeshadow pigment look a lot more intense, and it'll just give you a really long lasting eye makeup throughout the day. So I always like to just apply it straight from the wand, and then I use my finger just to really kind of mold it into the eye shape. Using your finger will just make sure that it just kind of really sits in those areas that you want it to sit in, and it'll give you a really even coverage. So smudge proof base is great. You can also use something like the Soft Matte Complete Concealer. I'm loving that at the minute for an eyeshadow base. Don't get it in your lashes like I just did then. Okay, so smudge proof shadow base. Then for the palette itself, so as I've said, you've got some amazing neutral coloured tones in here, right through to kind of the darkest shades, some really nice shimmery poppy shades. I'm going to go in first with, I think we'll start with this peachy shade here. So this is called Beau Maurice, and I probably didn't say that right because it's in French and I'm from Manchester, so not very good with the old French accent, but anyway, I tried my best. So I'm just using the 42 blending brush just to blend that onto the lid, just kind of pressing it in and then just buffing it into the socket. Now this is the first time I've actually used this palette, and I have to say right now I am in love with this peach shade. It is so gorgeous. It's kind of like a sherbety peach, which will be so amazing for your new spring makeup look. Also great as a bit of a transitional colour as well if you want to kind of blend eyeshadows out, or just as lovely on its own. How gorgeous is that? So always start with kind of a light to a medium shade on the lid for a natural day eye. Then go in with a brush similar to the 44 Precision Contour brush. Start from the outer edge of the eye and just kind of work that into the socket. So this is a medium to dark shade. So we'll just use that in the outer edge and just kind of bring it up here. You want the kind of intensity to be more on the outer edge of the eye rather than the inner edge. So kind of place your brush here to deposit most of the colour and then just blend it inwards. Keep your eye open as well because it'll really enable you to see your full eye shape so you don't kind of take it too high. Again, this colour, just gorgeous. I love these kind of mustardy ochre tones. The reason they're so nice is because they're actually very similar to colours that you naturally have in your skin. So when you use these kind of colours, you kind of look the most skin-like and the most natural because the colours that are there already. So Just using a little bit underneath and just connecting it to the outer edge. I love that already. So you could just go out like that and just apply some mascara and that would look really gorgeous. But I am going to add some liner because I'm obsessed with eyeliner. And I'm not going to use a pencil, I'm going to use the palette. And I'm going to use this really dark kind of brown black shade here. This is called Versailles. My awful Mancunian French accent. Let's wet an angled liner brush. So this brush is 47. So you just want a couple of sprays just to kind of wet the brush to make it damp. You don't want it to look too, you don't want it to be too wet, because otherwise the colour's just going to run. And we're going to line really close to the lash line, so it's not like a full-on kind of thick liner, it's just almost like an extension of the eyelash. So just makes the lashes look a little bit thicker at the base. And when I do this, I use the angled brush, so kind of the point and the tip of the angle is facing the inner corner of the eye, and then when I'm coming back towards the outer edge of the eye, I just turn the brush, so you kind of flip in the brush when you apply it. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Let's just kind of wet the brush a little bit again. And just coat both sides of the brush. So the result you get with this is you get the eyeshadow when you wet it is obviously going to be a little bit more deep and intense, but it still looks lovely and soft. So I'm not a fan of when you kind of blunt a liner off at the end like that, so I am just going to kick it up a little bit just on the outer edge, just so it looks a bit more almond. I always think where you can, always extend your eyeliner as much as possible. As in, you know, if you're doing a really kind of natural look, it's nice just to kind of kink it up just a touch, because it just stops your eyes from looking round. It gives them a real kind of beautiful elongated almond shape. So that's your liner. I'm going to use my trick and I'm just going to push a little bit of what's left on the brush just up through that upper waterline as well. And then we're going to use a smudge brush. So 45, this is kind of like a rounded, dense, flat brush. And I am just going to use a touch more just on top of that, just to kind of smoke it out a little bit and make it a bit more defined, but like really soft defined. There are a million different combinations in this palette, so I'm just kind of looking at it now. You know, there's a couple of other shades that I'd use for this. You could always go in with like the gold and use that on the lid. You could use something like that in the socket, or kind of you even use those too. The possibilities are endless. That's a really nice combination there as well. So just kind of like experiment and, you know, work with a combination that's good for you. Perfect. So I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to apply a couple of coats of the Audacious mascara, trusty old Audacious. I've already groomed my eyebrow, so I've used the Case brow pencil, as always, through my eyebrow. So just kind of really groom the hairs up, and use a bit of brow gel as well, just to set that in place. I'm going to apply like one coat of Audacious because it's a natural day look. I want my lashes to look nice and fluttery and natural, so one coat is absolutely fine. I think what I will do, just looking at that though, is add a touch of this colour here. So this colour is, what's it called? Dover. So let's take the 44 blending brush and let's just put a touch just on the inner corner that all important inner corner highlight. Been in since the noughties and it's not going away. Okay, great. Then I think a few little dots of Radiant Creamer Concealer. It's a day look, so we want to keep it really fresh. I'm just going to mix my usual combo, custard and honey. And let's buff that in with a brush. So just really kind of brighten up. If you've done any eye look, your concealer should always kind of be the finishing masterpiece of the look, just to really brighten. Great, okay. Then blush wise, I have just used, I don't think I told you what was on my skin. On my skin, Sheer Glow, and obviously the Radiant Creamer Concealer. I've used a little bit of Copacabana Illuminator, Hot Sand and Orgasm Blush. And I'm going to share with you what I'm going to use on the lips. So where is it? My Rosebud lip liner. So I have so many favourite lip liners and lip combinations. I've already balmed my lip. Now I'm going to go for something a bit rosy because it's a daytime look. So Rosebud lip liner. And then I'm going to use Tonkin. So Tonkin is a pure matte lipstick. Mine's in a palette, so I'm just going to open this for you just to show you if I can get it open. Okay, so that's not plain ball. I'll use a little bit of unlaced instead. So unlaced Velvet Lip Glide. Just to finish the look. And a final lash curl as well. Again, always obsessed with curling my lashes at the end of a look, because once the lashes are dry, it just helps hold the curl. Great. Okay, so that is the first look with the new NARSissist eye palette. It's a gorgeous, everyday, wearable look. Stay tuned for next week's look when I'll be showing you how to turn this into a night look. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.